Hey there, and welcome to my lazy review of this film, Poor Things, starring Emma Stone. And yeah, I know it came out in December of 2023. I'm recording this in January of 2024, but things got busy, work, holidays, etc. Thankfully, it was still playing at my theater, and you know what? Want to check this film out. I watched a trailer, seemed kind of interesting, but also kind of art housey, which usually isn't like, the forte of an idiot like me. But a friend of mine said, dude, check it out. Emma Stone, naked, lots of sex scenes, Emma Stone, naked. Sign me up.
Stop! My penis can only get so erect.
So, as usual, please enjoy my intro. I'll be right back, and then I'll take a quick shower, grab some soda, and of course, some alcohol. And then we'll talk about a modern day Frankenstein's movie. I'm not sure, but let's find out. I'll see you in a minute. All right, I am back, and yeah, fresh out the shower. Of course, I kept some good old Pepsi because, free refills and all. And
Wow. You are so cheap.
let's see, good old Tennessee Apple with Jack. So, you know what? A film like this, before I get into my three, there we go, lazy questions. It's a very complex film, to say the least, and I have some pretty good things to say about it. But before we get into that, and I will try my best not to spoil this film because this film has a bunch of spoilers, and just real quick, because it's a routine, right? So, Jack Apple, Pepsi, let's go. So good.
It tastes so good.
Just had to have some more. Okay, so what is this film about? The film starts off with some very good black and white, and Emma Stone plays a character called Bella. Well, the bottom line is Bella dies, and then we're introduced to her surrogate father, kind of a mad scientist doctor, but the man himself, Willem Dafoe, and he plays Dr. Baxter. And of course, everybody knows who Willem Dafoe is. You guys know.
He's a legend.
Now, every film has to have a three-act structure. Act 1 is about 35 minutes long. It's all shot in black and white. It looks great. The makeup job on Dafoe looks amazing. And with Emma Stone playing Bella, it's not like she's doing this parody like, say, Simple Jack and Tropic Thunder, but for the most part, she has to play a small child with the body of an adult woman. So take that for what it is. And we're getting to see this character of Bella and her relationship with her surrogate father. And eventually, you know what? He's getting older. He has to have an assistant, Dr. Max. And yeah, that's pretty much Act 1. And when we get to Act 2, Mark Ruffalo joins the cast and he plays a character called Duncan. And Duncan, by all accounts, is a piece of shit. Basically, what he's doing is taking advantage of her and how naive and childlike she is, and then basically coerces her to leaving, her home with Dr. Baxter and his assistant Max. And then the entire color palette changes from black and white to color. And I'm not going to lie, when it first showed the color, it's just so bright and vibrant. All of the set designs, they're so beautiful looking. I was really impressed by how everything seems like it came off of a Broadway musical. And damn sure a couple wide shots, they're great to look at. But from a story aspect, what's going on? Well, because Bella has never been outside of Dr. Baxter's home, she's just discovering things for the first time. Mainly sex, and a lot of sex, and a lot of sex.
You just fuck anything! You just fuck anything!
Yes, there is sex in the film. It is R-rated, and you know what? I'm not going to complain seeing Emma Stone naked 20 or 25 times. I lost count. I wasn't counting on my phone, but...
Pervert.
You know what, though? The thing is, for the most part, it's kind of a dark comedy, and the sex scenes, they don't really detract from the storyline. And truth be told, I think it's so well written that, you know what? You could have made the sex scenes not nude and even PG-13 and still get the point across. So once we enter Act 3, the whole tone of the film does get kind of dark, and eventually, we have to hear about the backstory of this character of Bella, what's going on, why she died for, and that's pretty much it, guys, because as I said, the film has complexities, it has layers to it, there's a lot of spoilers, and I don't want to spoil anything because I think for the most part, you should check it out for yourself, alright? So let's get on to my three lazy questions. Number one, and let me grab a drink right here. Number one, did I like this film? Hell no, I didn't like this film because by all accounts, I fucking loved it.
I love this movie.
Because anybody knows that for an idiot like me, I love films like Beekeeper for exactly what they are. In a film like this, it has so many layers. I mean, Bella as a character, she's kind of like an ogre.
Ogres have layers. Onions have layers.
You get it. We both have layers.
And yes, for the most part, I do enjoy a simple story and simple characters, but I'm not gonna lie, on the ride home, I was just thinking about how many themes that these guys could fit into one film, and I was so intrigued by how you could have a surrogate father possibly protecting his daughter from a terrible outside world, and just simple things we take for granted, like just picking up and reading a book or meeting new friends, and just how much about the moral, questions about prostitution. And there's just so much to tackle. And one day, maybe I'll sit there and do a spoiler review, or I'll sit down with a friend and talk about every theme that this film tackled. To say the least, I was pretty freaking intrigued. So, on to question number 2. Do I think that you should see this film? By all accounts, hell yes.
Hell yes!
However, I will tell you before seeing this film, it's hard for me to categorize what exactly this film is. It's not like, a hard art comedy like, say, American Pie, but it can be a comedy. Also, in some ways, it could be like an art house film, akin to, say, The Lighthouse, but it's not exactly The Lighthouse. In some ways, it could be a feminist film because, yeah, the stuff that Bella goes through and her transition from Act 1 into Act 3, you see a very complex character who can barely walk, barely speak, into becoming a full-grown, fleshed-out woman and a character. Even tackling, like, is this a film about sexuality and finding yourself? That's all I can say about it, so I would recommend it, but just be warned. And on to number 3, my final question. I didn't pay for it. Do I think you should? You know what? If I paid full price for this, I would have been very happy. So yeah, I think it's worth full price.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
I damn sure can't wait to buy this movie, watch it a second time, and yeah, had I seen it last month, I would have put this in my top 10 of 2023. So every movie that I review, I have to rate it. This one is no different. So how do I feel about 2023 Poor Things starring Emma Stone and, of course, Willem Dafoe? For me, this movie easily is what I would call a modern classic.
A modern classic.
Yeah, I had a good time for a film that I had no expectations of. That's all I can say. And as usual, what I have to do is check my watch because I'm always freaking low on time. I'll edit this, grab Bender. Hope you like my review. And yeah, if you check out this artsy type Emma Stone, weird zombie, I guess, whatever, Frankenstein comedy, whatever you want to call it, let me know. And yeah, guys, I'll see you later. Cheers.
This calls for a drink.
So good. You know what comes next.
It's called a catchphrase.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. I'm heading back to work.